It was supposed to be an era of smooth transition for Britain's monarchy, Charles on the throne, Camilla beside him, and the next generation waiting quietly in the wings. But beneath the marble floors of Buckingham Palace, a dramatic intrigue pulses, more electric and consequential than anything staged for cameras. It's the silent, escalating campaign of Princess Anne, the iron fist in velvet gloves who, after decades in her brother's shadow, now wields surprisingly sharp influence and just might determine the fate of the Windsor dynasty. In public, Anne embodies tireless duty, the princess who never smiles for the tabloids, who logs the most royal engagements, who speaks plainly and always gets back in her car before the photographers have finished their shots. But insiders say this outward stoicism masks a surge of power moves and strategic alliances, quietly shifting the balance behind palace walls. As the feud between Prince William and Prince Harry dominates headlines, and as the public nervously tracks King Charles's health, and has carved a new role as mediator, strategist, and de facto fixer in a royal family teetering on the edge. Her authority stems from hard-won respect. Staff sources admit, and doesn't suffer fools. She's feared and admired. Her advice to Charles is blunt, her interventions in family conflict are direct. She's made it clear, either we stand together or the monarchy itself becomes irrelevant. This tough stance puts her both at odds and in alliance with her siblings. William respects her experience, but bristles at her skepticism toward his modernizing vision. Camilla, the queen consort, sees Anne's refusal to play court politics as both an asset and a challenge, a woman who, thanks to her seniority and work ethic, cannot be ignored or placated. Recent palace meetings, no longer cozy family chats, but full-on strategy sessions, have seen Anne step forward, questioning everything: finances, public appearances, and who really gets a say in royal priorities. She's clashed, sometimes visibly, with William's team about public image and the pace of change. At times, and has even sided with older, more traditional courtiers, slowing what she sees as risky reforms. Her influence stretches far beyond protocol, and is quietly reshaping relationships with charities, defense institutions, and old guard donors. Her Sherborne House circle acts as a think tank for survival strategies, calculating how the monarchy can remain relevant without recklessly abandoning its roots. Anne's ability to leverage these connections makes her a silent but visible force. Yet the rise of Anne's power is not uncontested. Younger royals worry about her sway on the day-to-day running of the firm. Some claim she's overprotective, too loyal to the old ways, unwilling to relinquish even ceremonial scraps of power to the modern generation. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, walks a careful line, publicly deferential to Anne's legacy, but determined to press her own, more progressive agenda. Their relationship, described as cordial but tense, is a dance of mutual respect and subtle rivalry for affection, influence, and the vision of the future monarchy. Even William, widely expected to lead a youthful, reformed monarchy, has found Anne's tact and sheer stamina a match for his own ambition. Staffers say, he listens to her. Sometimes he resents her influence, sometimes he leans on it. She can be the king's steely conscience or his most demanding critic. Anne's willingness to speak uncomfortable truths makes her both a stabilizer and a wildcard in a family desperate to project unity. Meanwhile, Camilla sees Anne as her most unpredictable ally and sometimes opponent. Private disputes over who represents the crown at high-profile ceremonies or state events have occasionally erupted into open tension, with Anne bluntly advocating for the crown's longevity over individual egos. Public opinion, always mercurial, now watches Anne's rise with fresh eyes. Her refusal to chase headlines, her Spartan style, her decades-long dedication all resonate with an older generation of monarchists. Yet to modern audiences, her resistance to radical reform reads as stubbornness, even obstructionism. Palace insiders whisper about a memo circulating among Charles's closest aides, considering what would happen if Anne, not William or Camilla, were to steer the family through an unexpected crisis. It's a scenario once dismissed as fantasy. Now, in the era of rolling scandals, it's not off the table. Crucially, Anne's hands-on work with mental health, veterans, and local charities gives her a public platform and a private network distinct from any other royal. She is shaping not just public sentiment, but alliances and confidences among diplomats, patrons, and the civil service. The stakes? nothing less than the monarchy's identity and survival. For historians, Anne's power moves mark a rare phase. Never before in modern times has a second-born daughter affected the course of the monarchy with such subtlety and endurance. It's no wonder, then, that her growing authority arouses both admiration and alarm among those tasked with securing the Windsor legacy for the next century. Tension doesn't dissipate after state banquets, it lingers in every hallway, visible in the careful choreography of family appearances, and audible in the whispered worries of advisers. And is not just a player, she's now the unexpected guardian, the king's conscience, the one with nothing to prove and everything to lose. In a family at war with itself over money, relevance, public trust, her moves might be the deciding factor in whether the House of Windsor adapts or falls. For historians and royal watchers alike, the coming years will reveal whether Princess Anne's forceful intervention will secure the dynasty's survival or hasten irreparable division. The royal family is standing at a crossroads. Modernization or tradition? Reconciliation or rivalry? Evolution or extinction? One thing is certain, the silent war Princess Anne wages is shaping the crown's future, and the world is watching every move, waiting to see who will finally hold the ultimate prize. Stay tuned. Behind the finely polished veneer of royal ceremonies and public smiles, the real drama between Princess Anne and the rest of the Windsor family plays out in hushed tones and behind closed doors. Insiders describe a tense atmosphere where every word, every gesture, every alliance is weighed with the utmost seriousness. There's a palpable sense that the monarchy is at a crossroads, and Anne is positioning herself to ensure the dynasty's survival on her own exacting terms. Sources say Anne's influence has grown along with her network of loyal supporters within the palace and beyond. It's not merely about tradition versus modernity, it's a battle of visions for what the monarchy should represent in a rapidly shifting world. Palace staff report occasional clashes between Anne and other senior royals that go beyond polite disagreements, moments of real friction that ripple through the fabric of the family. Some insiders say the tension between Anne and the Camilla faction has reached an unprecedented level, with rumors of private confrontations and strategic countermoves. Meanwhile, Anne's relationship with younger royals is complex and nuanced. While she commands respect for her dedication and experience, there's also a whisper of apprehension. Some young royals admire her strength but worry about her rigidity and the possible suppression of new ideas and reforms needed to keep the monarchy relevant. Psychologists who study royal family dynamics note that the ongoing pressures and infighting contribute significantly to stress-related health issues among senior members. Some speculate that Anne's well-known stoicism often hides private struggles with anxiety and exhaustion. Despite this, her commitment to public service and family legacy remains unwavering. The public, too, is deeply engaged in this unfolding story through social media platforms, forums, and news outlets. The contrasting images of Anne's steadfast duty and Kate's modern charm fuel endless online debates. Fans of the monarchy passionately defend their favored princesses, while critics question whether the internal conflict signals deeper structural weaknesses. In this high-stakes chess game, every event, whether a charity gala, a public speech, or a family gathering, is more than just protocol. It's a calculated move in a battle for hearts, influence, and the future. Experts warn that should these divisions deepen, the monarchy risks further public alienation, threatening the institution's very foundation. For now, Princess Anne remains the unexpected linchpin of power, wielding influence quietly but inexorably. How she navigates the next chapters of this saga could determine whether the Windsors endure or unravel. Stay tuned as we continue to follow every development, every secret, and every face-off in one of the most gripping royal dramas unfolding today. The tension doesn't simply fade as events conclude. Inside the palace, it lingers, rippling through the halls, the drawing rooms, even the royal kitchens. Everyone feels it. Every smile masks currents of suspicion and rivalry more potent than ever. For Camilla, this battle is about survival. Her legacy still bears the scars of earlier scandals, and her every move is scrutinized under the harsh light of public opinion. The rise of Kate has forced her into a more defensive posture, fighting to hold on to influence in the face of a changing monarchy. For Kate, it's a struggle to balance tradition with needed reform. She is acutely aware that public faith in the monarchy rests on her shoulders. The weight is immense, and the pressures extend beyond protocol. Every gesture, every word can ignite controversy. The royal children, the next generation, are caught in the crossfire of this silent war. Prince George and Princess Charlotte are shielded as much as possible, but insiders say they are already learning the tough lessons of royal politics. As networks of influence grow more divided and familial alliances shift unpredictably, the coming years promise upheaval and possibly transformation. What seems certain is that the House of Windsor is at a defining crossroads. The choices made today will echo for centuries. Will it adapt? Or fracture irreparably? The war for the crown's future is no longer whispered in private rooms, it's a drama unfolding before the world's eyes. Stay with us as we continue to track every move, every clash, and every secret in this saga of power, loyalty, and legacy.